Balloon Beats.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Unhinged Live. As usual, I'm your host, Patrick Henson, today for the Yankees postgame by the man, Sean Petrucci. How are we doing, Sean?
Doing all right. It was a pretty good day today. How you doing?
Yeah, I mean, listen, overall, it was a fun game to watch, especially on the watch party today. However, brutal loss, one of the most frustrating losses this season. But before we get into that, let's take a look at the chat, take attendance. You guys know the deal. Shout out to Lori. We got Amy, Yankee fan. Joseph, Yoelvis, Jeff, we got Ghetto God, we got who else we got? We got April, Anthony, Jesse Dominguez, Griminator, Ahmed, who else? We got Adam. Sorry if I missed anybody. Hope everyone enjoyed the game today. Let's kind of address the game today. Really frustrating. You guys were able to see our first-hand reactions to everything that went on. The Yankees had numerous opportunities on the offensive side of things, and they just couldn't get anything done, especially against Jorge Lopez, of all people. The Orioles bullpen came in. They weren't really able to do too much against them. Obviously, you had a few guys in the lineup today that performed well, but then also you have some other guys who just continue to stay in their rut. So speaking of that, let's take a look at the box score from today's game. DJ went 1 for 3 with 2 walks. I would say it's a pretty solid day for DJ. Giancarlo Stanton, Sean, I mean, this dude's just unreal. Like, he's not really showing the power, but like he's just continuing to put up great at-bats and just roping like hits every single time he comes up.
Yeah, dude. I mean, like, it used to be like the beginning of the season, it was kind of like, oh, Stanton's in the box. It's like, what are we gonna get from him? And now it's like the Stanton steps in the box, and we finally feel good about him.
Yeah,
like on a consistent basis.
Yeah. Glaber 1 for 5, but that one hit proved to be huge.
Big. That didn't bounce over the wall, dude.
I know the Yankees would have won this game. But it did. Glaber Torres hit a ground rule double to tie the game in the 9th inning with 2 strikes and 2 outs against Valdez. So shout out to Glaber for that. Gio, 0 for 4, but he kind of gets a break because he has been the Yankees' most consistent hitter. He gets a pass. Rougned Odor 1 for 2 with a clutch 2-run single. That would be one of the Yankees' only 2 runs today, besides the Glaber run that they scored in the 9th. But then Judge came in to pinch hit for Odor, which is, I guess, a good sign to see that he's clearly not hurt. But then because of that, Tyler Wade had to come in and then play right field. A complete disaster. But we'll get into Tyler Wade when he failed to drop a bunt to kind of push the runner to third in the top of the 10th. But Aaron Hicks continues his struggles, bro. 0 for 4. He's getting to the point where he's probably the worst guy in the lineup, simply because at least Clint Frazier's showing promise with the bat, right?
Yeah, but at least Clint's hitting the ball hard. I mean, Hicks has just been just awful. Like, there's no defending the dude at this point.
No, you can't.
It's not even just his bat, too. Like, his arm is non-existent anymore.
We saw that.
Obviously, it's because of surgery, but like, dude, like he used to have a cannon, and now it's like a shell of itself. It's terrible.
Yeah. Gary 1 for 3 today. Gary's at bats weren't too bad. He also had 2 walks, so I would say pretty solid.
Gary had a good day.
Yeah, and one thing to kind of note about Gary, it looked like he changed up his batting stance just a tiny bit. He looks a little bit more open at the plate. Maybe that'll lead to some more success for him this season. I don't know. But Clinton went 0 for 3, and it was probably one of the best 0 for 3s I've ever seen. There was one ball that was smoked just about a foot away from a home run. And then there was another ball that was smoked, but the Mountcastle at first base made a jumping catch to get it. And then the other one was a double play. So I would say he could have easily gone 2 for 3 today. But then in the ninth inning, Aaron Boone decides to pinch hit Mike Ford for Clint Frazier. I guess he thought it was a better matchup. I guess it ended up working out for the Yankees because Ford would draw a walk, and that would lead to the tying run scoring. Brett Gardner 1 for 4 today. Brett Gardner's bad, bro. He's just not good.
He's not. He's not good. We have 2 out of 3 of our outfield positions. I guess if you count Clint as a starting left fielder, which he is. But 2 of our 4 outfielders on the roster that play every week are terrible.
I know,
just straight up terrible with no promise, and they're just awful. Yeah, and you just can't have that happen because guess what? The 5th one apparently on the totem pole, you traded away, and he was better than the other 2.
It's so frustrating. He should have been the Yankees' 4th outfielder going into the season.
Should have been easily. At this point. Honestly, with the way Hicks is going, I would be all for Mike Tauchman being the starting center fielder.
Same.
I don't think anyone would.
But right now, you don't have a better option unless you're calling up Estevan Florial, but who knows what you're going to get out of him.
Right now.
Yeah. Moving down to the pitching side of things from today. Jordan Montgomery, I would say it was a pretty solid start. Nothing too impressive, though. 5 innings pitched, 6 hits, 2 earned runs. The first one came in the first inning, and then the other one was the Trey Mancini solo shot, right? Also gave up 1 walk, only had 1 K. So it was kind of obvious that his stuff wasn't really there. Chad Green continued his dominance. 2 innings, clean, no hits, no runs. Love you, Chad Green. 4 Ks in 2 innings. Love that. Darren O'Day didn't look too good. He gave up the how'd Mullins get on? Was it a walk?
Mullins walked, and then Hayes hit the double and got to 3rd. But kudos to him for stranding him.
Yeah, and that was huge. That kind of led to the Yankees tying it in the 9th. Then Chapman came in to pitch the bottom of the 9th. Chapman didn't even have his best stuff. But he still looked untouchable, which is crazy. Yeah, and then in the bottom of the 10th, Loaiza came in, gave up the run to end the game. Wasn't even his fault. However,
he gets a loss for that.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Come on, that's not fair.
It's not an earned run, but that's kind of a bad loss on Loaiza's end. However, I say we start things off kind of addressing that 10th inning situation where I really do think you had to walk Cedric Mullins there. I mean, I think it was just too perfect. You have the man on 3rd, 1 out. You walk Mullins, which I don't really like the matchup between him and Loaiza anyway. So you walk him to face Hayes with 1st and 3rd, 1 out. You're setting up a double play easily, right?
Yeah, it was pretty obvious he was going to make contact. He's been locked in all season. Even if he doesn't, he didn't even make hard contact.
No.
It's a routine fly ball in any other inning. Even I know Austin Hayes just ripped one into the gap off of a righty. I know, but why would you not try to set up a double play or just get the righty on righty matchup?
Exactly.
And that makes no sense to me.
That's the most frustrating part. It's like, it doesn't make sense. And then after that, when the game's already over, then Boone decides he wants to use a challenge because he thought that the man on 3rd didn't touch.
Now he wants to use it without thinking.
Now you want to use your challenge without thinking, Boone. I don't know if he's trying to set an example or something, but it was stupid just to delay the loss, the inevitable loss. However, Sean, what's another takeaway you had from today's game? Because overall, I mean, listen, I'm sure a bunch of you were on the watch party with us. You could kind of see our instant reactions throughout the game. But what's something you took away? Because for me, I would say the takeaway was the inconsistency of the Yankees offense.
No, yeah, that's definitely. But it's not like they didn't have base runners. They had a lot of base runners. They just couldn't really they just couldn't break it open. But to be positive, they showed life in the 9th inning and fought back to tie the game. That's probably my biggest takeaway from this game. The fact that they finally just showed some fight late in the game.
I would have to agree. Simply because going into the 9th inning, we were kind of just doubting what they were going to do, simply because they haven't shown life in the 9th inning at all this season. So it was good to see that, especially with the leadoff walk from Ford, which kind of set the tone. But Brett Gardner kind of just did terrible after that, which sucked. But listen. Shout out to the Yankees for kind of looking alive for the most part this game. The main issue was not being able to cash in. The Yankees easily should have scored 10 runs today, right? And they just didn't.
Oh yeah, they totally should have. I mean, that base is loaded where I think Odor had to come up with 2 outs and get a hit. It's just like
It's so frustrating. It's so
they had
frustrating.
they had their chances, man. They had their chances.
Let's pull up a couple of the comments here from the chat. Griminator says if Judge started today, we would have won, but he's made out of wet newspaper. Now,
Not his fault.
that's what I was gonna say. I can't
Don't
blame
blame it on
Judge.
Judge.
Clearly, he's healthy. Because he was used as a pinch hitter in the ninth. Was it in the eighth?
It was in the eighth, I think. But
In
that's
the
what's
eighth.
that's the most annoying part, though. Like clearly he's healthy to go up and swing a bat. So why can't he just start the game, Boone?
Exactly.
Why
And it's
not?
frustrating. You can't blame Judge at this point. Clearly, it's the Yankees higher ups. So,
Yeah, he wanted to play. I'm sure he wanted to play.
yep. Amy says, why did Boone not walk Mullins? That's a great question. That's a real great question.
We
I
said
guess
it
it
live.
just made too much sense. Yeah, no, we said it when it happened. Like, why are you not
Chat
walking
said it
Mullins?
live. Everyone's on the same page except for Aaron Boone.
And we know like how good Mullins has been so far this season. Like he was bound to put a fly ball in the outfield.
Yep.
Why didn't Judge just replace Gardy in the field and Wade takes Gardy's spot in the lineup?
He was already out of the.
Yeah, Judge was already out of the game at that point.
Does he mean before that? Like while he was in the game?
You know, that could have made sense if you just swapped Judge and Gardy and then bring in Wade for Gardy. That could have made sense.
Still had to have played in the outfield though?
No, because think about it. So Judge came in for who? Odor? Okay. So then therefore Judge is your second baseman, correct?
Yeah.
So then you swap Judge and Gardner. So Gardner's your second baseman. And then you bring in Wade for Gardner.
Yeah, but I'm saying Mike Ford still would have been pinch hit for Frazier, so Wade still would have probably ended up playing the outfield.
How?
Because if Ford comes in for who did he come in for again? Frazier. So then that means Frazier would have been moved to left. And then when Frazier was pinch hit for Ford, it still would have been the same shakeup. DJ would have went to second. Ford
this is a lot for my brain to handle. I guess you're right. I'm gonna just take your word for it.
That was a lot. That was
that was a lot to handle.
I'm pretty sure I got it right, but
especially after like that 4-hour stream.
Exactly. That's like I feel fried right now. Yeah.
We should have won this game, but the ground rule double screwed us bad. It did. And listen, if the Yankees would have just got a little break there and that ball didn't bounce over the wall, they probably would have won this game because Chapman would have just shut it down the ninth. You don't have to deal with the stupid extra inning rule. And I kind of blame the Yankees because, like, here's my thing. Like, your team isn't set up well to, like, win in extra innings, especially with the lack of bunting skills and lack of base running skills. So, like, win the game, like, before you get to extras, please. So we didn't even talk about this. Tyler Wade in the 10th inning, wasn't able to drop a bunt down, and then you have 2 strikes on you after 2 failed bunt attempts, and rather than just like, all right, swinging away because if you fail a bunt again, foul, like you're done, he bunts again, and like it might have been the worst bunt of the at-bat.
You know what's the worst part about him bunting there? Like he was bunting first pitch, right?
Yeah.
Fastball in the outside corner, like it's a pretty good pitch to bunt down the third baseline. But no, he pulls it back. It's like he's proven time and time again every time he steps foot on the field that he can't do anything.
No.
Like name something he can do.
But that's what I'm saying.
He can't do a single thing.
The reason we thought he was on this team is because he provides speed, maybe some defensive versatility. But the speed is useless because he has no base running IQ. Yep. The defense from him is so overrated. He's not that good of a defender.
Bobbles and ground balls early this season.
And he can't hit to save his life, and he can't bunt. If you're going to be fast and you can't hit, you might as well learn how to bunt, like Billy Hamilton style, I guess. But, like, bro, he can't do anything. It pisses me off.
Any other team in the league, he's not on the team anymore or in the organization.
Griminator says, if Judge wants to play, he shouldn't tell anybody he's sore.
He didn't.
Listen, he didn't. Aaron Boone just looked at him and said that he looked sore. So
Aaron Boone literally came out and said that Judge did not come to me. I just saw that he was sore. Pretty sure that's the exact quote or something like that. Like, how do you see that someone's sore, dude? Like, just let the man play. Let him play.
It's so frustrating. Yolva says, yeah, blaming Wade. He sucks, but Wade is not the reason we lost.
Oh, no, for sure.
No, I would have to agree. Wade is not the reason. He's just unfortunately kind of the guy that you take blame out on after a game like this. But yeah, the Yankees offense as a whole, super inconsistent. And it seems like they just couldn't cash in when it counted once again, especially going up against Jorge Lopez. Like, bro, this was a guy we were expecting to score 5 off of in the first. Like, come on.
I know. I know. It's just like we made him look. They kind of did the same thing last time he pitched too. That he went through like the first 2 or 3 innings maybe, and he was shutting them down. We're like, who is this guy? Like, why is he doing this? And then we got to him and scored some runs.
No, yeah.
Didn't really
But
happen this time.
did we even score the runs off of him, or did we get the guys on base off of him, and then someone else came in and gave up the runs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone else came in when Odor got the 2-run single, but it was his runs.
Yeah. Let's see. Can we turn Odor into an outfielder and get Hicks and Wade the hell out of here? Listen, Aaron Hicks sucks. It's as simple as that. He's bad. I can't defend him anymore.
He's getting to the point
even from the right side of the plate at this point.
He's almost like Tyler Wade level for me because like what can he do for this team right now?
Nothing.
But I have more hope for Aaron Hicks and Tyler Wade, obviously. But like, Hicks stinks right now, dude.
No, he's really bad. He's really bad, bro.
He stinks, right? But like, what's the solution? What are you gonna do?
I know.
Have Brett Gardner play center field? No.
Jack says under 500 is so sad going into May. It really is, bro. I mean, by this point, like you would expect the Yankees, because we have seen like glimpses of them turning it around. But it seems like for every one step we take forward, they take 2 steps back. Like the Cleveland series was so promising. We were going into this Baltimore series expecting taking 3 out of 4 at a minimum, maybe a sweep, just because the pitching matchups lined up so well, bro. And here we are splitting the series with the Baltimore Orioles. 1, because they couldn't hit Matt Harvey in game 1. And 2, because they couldn't hit Jorge Lopez in the final game of the set. It's so frustrating.
At least they kind of hit Lopez. They couldn't touch Matt Harvey.
No, I know. Like, that's kind of more understandable.
They couldn't touch the bullpen today either.
Harvey looked better than Jorge Lopez did today. Jorge Lopez didn't look good today at all.
No, he didn't. No, not even a little bit.
Unhinged Day ruined by the Yankees. You know what? I would still say Unhinged Day was a huge success.
That watch party was a big success.
Yeah, shout out to everybody who joined us for the 4-hour watch party today. And even the pregame, we did a pregame before the show. Now here we are for the postgame. Unhinged Day, I would still say major success. Lori says we make every loser scrub look good. I wish I could argue that.
They better just sweep Detroit, get the 500, and go to Houston just ready to turn it around. Because if they do, you have to sweep Detroit. They stink.
I mean, we have Cole on the mound tomorrow. The ideal situation would have been to win today and then have Cole on the mound tomorrow to push us at 500. Because if they won today, tomorrow's win would make us 500, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
You know how good we'd be feeling right now if we won today?
I'd be ecstatic. Especially if you win like an extra innings too.
Yeah, because we keep getting close to getting to 500, and then we lose a game to drop it back.
But that's what I'm saying. You take 1 step forward and then 2 steps back.
We haven't been 500 since I think we played with the Orioles the first time. When we were like 4-2. Something like that. Like 4-3.
It's so frustrating.
Yep.
Lizzie says, I think with Hicks, it's a lot of his mental that's dragging him down.
I think it's physical, to be honest.
I think it might be physical too, just because he seems like he's still nursing that arm in the outfield. Yeah. So maybe that's leading to him not being as confident with that arm when he gets up to the plate. I don't know.
I don't know about the arm at the plate. I don't really know how that works, but definitely like in the outfield, it's definitely physical. His regression in the outfield,
because it's his lead arm, right? When he bats lefty, yeah. So I don't know if that has anything to do with it. I don't know. We need Aaron Hicks to start turning it around, because it's not like we have a better option in the outfield. Like if Brett Gardner was performing well right now, I'd be like, sure, throw Gardy in center field. But Gardner sucks too. So it's that's
why the Talkman trade makes no sense at this point. Like, why do we need another lefty bullpen arm? Why do we need another bullpen arm in general? Like, that made no sense. That was honestly, I don't care how good Peralta is. I'm not going to like that trade until Aaron Hicks proves that he's good again.
It's so aggravating, so frustrating. Anthony says, when is Luke Voit returning? I believe after the Houston series, because he's facing live.
I think that's our guess. Yeah.
Yeah, my guess is after the Houston series. Only because if he's starting to face live pitching today, the Houston series ends when? Wednesday, the final game. So I would say he's back by next Thursday, a week from today.
No, I think Thursday is the final game. Yeah.
Oh yeah, because they have an off day Monday.
They don't play Monday. Yeah.
I would say next Friday he's back.
Yeah,
which is crazy.
I mean, I hope so. Hope so. Yeah, that like partially torn meniscus, and he only misses like a month essentially.
No, so ideal.
Not like a month.
I saw a couple people talking about this on Twitter the other day. Acquiring Matt Harvey at the deadline.
He's not good. No, let him get shelled. Whoever they play next, he'll get shelled.
Oh yeah, no, it's just against us. Like they can't perform well.
Baltimore also wouldn't trade him to us even if he was good.
No, yeah, I'd have to agree. Do we have any other takeaways from today's game? I think everything else was kind of like self-explanatory. Like it just wasn't it was a frustrating loss. The offense was inconsistent. They just while they did have a few clutch hits, they just couldn't really give the Orioles that dagger blow, right?
Yeah, I think the only way to positively spin this game is it wasn't a complete disaster. We saw some
Yeah,
positive things, especially
especially from Clint.
the Glaber hit, the Clint
Yeah,
stuff. Like it was Monty didn't even pitch terrible. He didn't have his ace stuff, but hey, he got outs at least.
yeah.
So
It was a
you
winnable
know,
game for sure.
oh, definitely winnable. It's frustrating to not win it, but it's not like we went 9 innings of just like pedestrian. It's not like they had 3 hits. Like they still had 7 hits, some base runners. So like I don't know how close we are.
Yeah,
I don't
listen,
know.
this Detroit series is going to mean the world. It's good to see Garrett Cole starting the series off tomorrow. Hopefully, it's going to be an automatic win. We'll see. But I would love to sweep Detroit, kind of set us on the right path to face Houston, and we'll just see from there. But chat, we will be live for the pregame tomorrow. Tomorrow's a 7:00 game, so we'll be live for the pregame at 6. Once again, I appreciate everyone who stopped by for all the content today. The watch party was a huge success, I would say. And it seems like you guys definitely all liked it as well. So we're going to do a bunch more watch parties moving forward. Maybe like once a week or so. We'll try to figure out a schedule for that. But yeah, hope you guys like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications for more. We're pumping out content every single day. And we will see you tomorrow live, 6 p.m. Eastern time for the pregame. 12 p.m. pre-recorded video going up on the channel tomorrow too. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe. Peace.
See ya.